everyone, Coach Greg here. This week on Living Empowered, we're going to do two things. We're heading into the fall season, which is also called the fat season. We'll get into that in just a second. Also, hang on to us for part two, which is pizza muffins. I'm doing them a special way for you. A little on the healthier side. Actually came out super tasty. Healthy does not mean not tasty. These are super tasty. So hang on for the second part of the show. So I'm going to be right back. We're going to get into the fat season and how you can be victorious. All right, everyone, here we go. The fat season. The fat season is the end of the year, basically, if you think about it. What do we have stacked up? You have December full of all the holiday parties, be it Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, doesn't matter what it is, holidays, churches, schools, companies, there's parties all the time. Look at your calendar. How many times you said, oop, can't go to that one. I've got another one. Oop, kids have one too. It's one after the other, right? And what happens at those? We eat. Do we eat normal amounts of food? Typically, no. We eat a lot of food. Typically, it's not healthy. Typically, there's a ton of cookies and sugar and all those things that are full of gluten and toxins and all those great things. All the things we love, okay, guilty as charged. Pounds, show of hands, holiday, end of the year, I gained that 5 pounds. How many 10? How many 15? I've had some people come to me that, oh my gosh, I have gained 20 pounds in the last 4 months of the year. But why is that? It's the fat season. Now, what's happening because of marketing and money and retail, the fat season doesn't just include December. It doesn't just include the Thanksgiving holiday and the precursor parties to there. It includes Halloween. Now, Halloween candy used to be sold close to Halloween. We're at the end of August. We're in September now, but at the end of August, I was already seeing Halloween candy in the stores because these people want to make, these people being the companies, they're looking for revenue. They want to make the money. So they're going to make the money on the Halloween candy, but it's out there in the store. And is it an easy, do you think, oh, gee, I should buy this now and hold it to Halloween? No, you're like, ooh, I like those Reese's peanut butter cups. I love those. I'm like, hey, I can have a little bag now. I'll just have one or two. No, you don't. You put them in a bowl. And now it's a grab and go, isn't it? You every time you walk by the bowl, you take one. That's just one. Walk by the bowl again. I'll just take another one. Pretty soon you're like, hey, who ate all the candy in the bowl? And you're looking around like, oh, you did. I know I have before, so I know what I'm talking about right here. This is not a show of I'm guessing what I'm talking about. I know from experience that you can eat the whole bowl of candy one little piece at a time. It's not always the sit down and eat the whole thing at once. Sometimes it's the trickle effect. But what you're doing is just feeding your body sugar over and over and over. One cookie here, one cookie here. Pretty soon it's a dozen during the day, and you kept your sugar up. If you have sugar issues, if you have a little pre-diabetic thing, if you're just watching your weight, keeping that sugar level high is crushing those insulins, and you're just going to stay sugar in your bloodstream all day long, and it's going to make you fat. Because remember, you start taking them, and those calories add up. Okay, 150 here, 150 here, 150 here. If you should be less than 2,000 calories, you just ate it with a pass-by of the sugar bowl or the candy bowl or the cookie plate. You just ate it just in that before you even had any meals. So now, okay, you already know that when you eat too many calories, doesn't matter what they are, just too many calories here, exercise here, this whole gap right here, say it's 300 more than you exercised or burned in the day. Shouldn't say exercise, I just say total burn for the day. You got 300 extra. Where do they go? They're going to go here. They're going to go here. They're going to go on the sides. You're going to go on your backside. You're going to be sitting on them. You're going to wear them is what I like to say when I'm teaching the kids in groups. You're going to wear your calories. Who wants to wear them? No, thank you. You want to burn them and use them. So fat season is upon us super early. We're getting bombarded by the messages, by the media. Every time you walk in the store, and where do they put it? Smack in the front of the store. And in case you missed it in the front of the store, and you had some willpower and said, hey, no, thanks, I'm good. You walk around the store. I don't know about you, but I cannot go to the store hungry. That's actually tip number 2. But you walk around, in case you missed it, they're going to put it towards the end of the store too, at the end caps, by the registers, all that. In case you missed it the first time, or you had some willpower to say no, make sure you can say no twice. Okay, so there's the thing. So start thinking about the candy. Start thinking about the candy as a wearable, not an eatable, a wearable. I'm going to eat all this and I'm going to wear it. You're like, yeah, coach, I exercise. Okay, you probably do. Remember, you're adding that to the stuff that you normally do. So if you're going to add that much more, you better add that much more activity just to keep even. We're just trying to keep even. And remember, too, the sugars really is a toxin. It adds bloating. I'm looking a little bloated now because I've slid back a little bit and had some sugars and some flours. So I'm backpedaling on that stuff. I got to get that out of my system. I'm not really getting fatter. I'm checking my fatometer. It's more of a bloating thing because of those things that to your body. Sugar adds inflammation to joints. Anybody inflammation in your joints? Anyone? Knees, ankles, neck, shoulders? You're like, oh, I hurt a little bit more today. I wonder why I hurt more. We always think of activity. What did I do? Start thinking, oh, what did I eat? What did I eat instead of what did I do? Because what did I eat could have caused it. You may have done nothing different. You could sit around all day. Well, that's probably going to make you stiff and sore too. But you can sit and not do anything in particular, but still be sore because you could have been eating junk. So you're full of salt and gluten and sugar. That's going to make your bones and your joints a little more stiff. It's going to make everything toxic in your system. You're just not going to feel good, really. So being victorious in the fat season, there's a top three. One, be the no person. I used to, when I was younger, I'd be like the just say no guy. I wore that as a title. I'm the just say no guy. Somebody say, hey, you want some of this? No, thanks. I'm good. And you do not need an excuse. You do not need to give one to anybody either. No thanks is a whole sentence. No, thank you. End of sentence. That is a whole sentence. Oh, thanks, because. Nobody cares about you because. Really, they don't. Your friends don't need one and your enemies don't care is how I think of excuses. No thank you is good enough. That's all you need, because no thank you is also strength. No thank you, end of sentence. Boom. That's a strong sentence, a strong remark, and a strong action. Boom. No thanks, on my way. So number one, be the no thank you person. Put it on a shirt, put it on stickies everywhere in your car. Start seeing no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. And you'll start to get that in your brain and you wear that as a badge. I used to have a buddy. We used to go to parties in college and things, and we were bodybuilding training, and everybody's got their liquor and everything. They're partying, doing their stuff. Hey, you guys want to drink? We're like, no thanks. We're the no thank you guys. We bring our own we bring our 6-pack of mineral water. Yes, people kind of like laugh, but then they start going, oh yeah, those guys are pretty serious, because then you start getting the reputation of, oh, you are healthy, you are setting a different standard, you are being different. So instead of being part of the whole group that's following the fat growth at the end of the season, you're now the other person. You're being the non-person. No, I'm going to maintain my health. I'm going to maintain feeling good during the fat season. It's not an excuse, and it's not a time. Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to do it. I feel like a dad lecturing a kid right now. But I'm talking to myself also as much as I'm helping you guys. It always comes out that way. I'm talking to both of us because I'm going to show what I made in just a minute. They're super good, but you do not eat too many of them. But same thing. So number one, be the no thank you person. So I'm getting back to that. No thanks, and no excuse. No thanks, no excuse. Okay, write that down. No thank you. Don't need an excuse. Just no thank you. Somebody can ask you, oh, are you doing something? And then you very proudly, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm staying clean. I'm working on my body. I'm working on my health, whatever, in a positive way. Not an excuse way, but a positive way. Say, oh, yeah, I'm doing all this great stuff for myself. That's a much better answer than, oh, well, yeah, I'm trying to. Weakness, strength. Same answer. Okay, first thing, no thank you. Second thing, as we go deeper into the season, okay, so keep the stuff out of your house. Okay, that's number two. Keep the stuff out of your house. Don't buy it. If you buy it, you will likely eat it. Oh, no, everybody else will eat it. Most 90% of the people, if it's in your house, you eat it. That's one of my programs. I have a VIP program, which you can hire me to come to your house. We can go through your fridge, go through your pantry, go through your cupboard, make suggestions of what to put in instead of what's in there. We'll go in and out of everything to say, okay, here's how this really could look, not should look, but could look, to put you in a place for optimal health. And it's not all horrible either. It's not just like fruits and vegetables and yucky carbohydrates and that. It's really good, clean food, and it can be fun. So don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't put it in your house. Out of sight, out of mind. How many people say, oh, I don't drink enough water, but at the same time, they don't have water near them, around them, like a water bottle. I find that 90% of the people that carry a water bottle of some sort or keep one close by are going to drink a regular allotment or much more water than those who don't carry it with them. Out of sight, out of mind. Same with the food. That candy's not in your vision. You're not going to typically go looking for it. If you walk by that bowl or that plate of cookies, it's almost a guaranteed thing. Oh, I think I'm hungry. You're probably not, but it's just there. Your mind says, ooh, that looks good. I'll have that. I know that because I do it. I have done it. And now I'm back to the no thank you guy. I'm like, nah, I'm good. It's not my responsibility to eat them all. I'm not going to, because it affects me. So no thank you. I'm going back to the no thank you. Be on the no thank you team with me. So those are the two things. One, no thank you. Two, don't buy it. Don't bring it in the house. Number three, this one's when you go to parties, events, people invite you over. General courtesy is say, hey, what can I bring? Okay, right? So when you do that, this is an opportunity for you to make something that is in your wheelhouse of being healthier, of eating something good. Now I've been to parties before and I've looked around. I'm like, oh, I don't want to eat anything that's here. It's fried, it's greasy, it's chips, it's just junk food basically, or too heavy food. I'm like, I don't want to eat this. And now I'm at a party, I'm kind of hungry. And then eventually I'm like, okay, I'll have a little bit of that or a little bit of that. Or I leave starving and you have to stop somewhere on the way home, which is no good either. But if you are invited and you bring a plate of something that you like, that you enjoy, that is in your eating plan, that bring something that everybody would like, but bring something in your eating plan that you now have something to enjoy. So now you can eat. Now you're social. Eating is very social. A lot of people overeat because it's social. That's another topic. But now you've got something you just brought to the party. You like it. You can bring the pizza muffins that we did that I'm about to show you. You can bring those. I made little zucchini bites with cheese and such on them and sauce and all that kind of stuff. You can do that as well. You can make chicken lettuce wrap, make them little boats. There's so many things that you can do that are tasty, hearty, that other people like as well, but allow you an opportunity to maintain your eating patterns and your health at somebody else's party, right? So those top three things are going to help you get you through the season. The biggest one's going to be the no thank you person, because it's going to be all around you all the time. There's more food consumed. There's more sugar consumed. There's more alcohol consumed. Sugar and alcohol, top two toxins that you will consume in your body. Now, remember, here's a quick extra tip for you today, since I just brought it up. Alcohol, drink it, don't drink it. It's up to you. Your body, however, is made to either detox or metabolize fat. Now, depending on how big you are in general, your body is 1 to 2 drinks tops before it switches from metabolizing fat to detoxing alcohol. When it switches to detoxing alcohol, it doesn't immediately switch back to metabolizing fat. It takes time. It takes a good 24 hours for your system to clear out and get started again. So if you are on any kind of a fat loss program, or just maintaining your weight, or just being cognizant of that, after the 2, you just shut down your fat burn system. So if you trained all week long, so if say you could come in here 5 days a week and train with me, and then you go on the weekend. I've had people do this. They go on the weekend and starting Friday night, they're out drinking. Saturday morning, Bloody Marys and something at the cantina, Saturday night. And then they come back, oh, coach, I'm not losing weight. And I said, tell me what you ate. Well, it wasn't too bad. And I'm thinking, I saw your Facebook. I saw your Instagram. I know where you were, and you're taking pictures of what you're eating. You shut it down. You work Monday through mostly Friday really hard, kept yourself dialed in, and then Friday through Sunday, you threw it all out the window. Now, I'm not saying don't have fun and don't eat, because I totally believe that you should, but just keep them small. Know where you're at. 1 or 2 drinks once, not all weekend long. And then maintain, like I said, maintain your food, because if you overeat, you're going to wear it. Okay, simple as that. That's the new term. I'm using that everywhere. People are going to wear it because it makes it stick in your head. It's not just, I have too much calories, I'm going to get fat. You hear that too much. But when you hear, I'm going to wear it, that has a little impact to it, because take a quick self look. What are you wearing that you don't want to be wearing right now, that you cannot immediately take off, right? right? Okay, I want to change shirts. Great. Do I want to change love handles? Ooh, can't immediately. That's going to take me a little time. But like everybody else, we all do this. I do this with you. I'm on it right now. Just a side note, if you're still hanging with us, I have a 14-day metabolic reboot program. If you are interested in this resets you. It tells you exactly what to eat, the ingredients, breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything. Because that's what I usually get is people go, oh, yeah, coach, I want to eat healthy, but I don't know what to eat. There's a million recipes, a million things, but nobody says do this. I'm going to give you the do this, and then I'm going to give you a training opportunity on top of that. Everything's super discounted. So not to be a sales pitchy, but I want to help you get kicked off. This is a great time to hit a metabolic reboot because who knows where you were this summer. You're about to head into that season. I'm rebooting right now. We're getting close to my birthday, and that's the time I always come in. I'd always just turn it up. I get a little bit leaner, clean up my food, train a little bit harder. And I don't train that much anymore, but enough that I'm staying maintained in pretty good shape. But I want to turn it up a little bit. So I'm going to put some more emphasis, some more intention on both of those things and knock them out. So if you're interested in that, let me know. So there's your top 3 tips for being victorious in the fat season. Number 1, be the no thank you person. Give me a comment, shoot me an email. If say, hey, I want to be on the no thank you team, I'll send you a little gift. Number 2, don't buy it. Don't bring it in the house. If it's in your vision, you're gonna eat it. Keep it away from you. If you have extra food left over, send it home with people. Take it to work. Let somebody else eat it. Take care of yourself. You take care of number 1 first. Yes, we care about everybody else, but you take care of number 1 first, because without number 1, there nobody else matters, right? Doesn't. So, and then the third thing is control what you take to parties. Control your party atmosphere by you bringing things. You bring your own food. You bring your own drinks. People appreciate it. Hey, I brought some for everyone, but you're really taking care of number 1 again. You got to take care of you first. Oxygen theory. Your oxygen mask is on first. You go to those parties, you take care of you. You can have fun, you can eat, you can feel good about being at the party, really enjoy the people that are around you that you're with, because that's really the important part at the end of the day anyways, is that. So hopefully those 3 tips have helped you. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text. Like I said, if you shoot me back a text or an email, I will, like I said, I'll get you set up on the detox program. I'll throw in an extra workout program for you. And if you say, hey, I'm on the no thank you team, I got another special gift for you. So hopefully you're on board with us on that. That's it for this. And then now stay tuned, because I'm going to show you one of those meals right now that you can take with you to the party. It's pizza muffins. Pizza muffins made in a special way that is much more healthy than other, and it tastes super good. So hang on with us. We'll be right back, and hang on for Cooking with the Coach. Thanks for being here. See you in a few. Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Cooking with Coach. Hey, we've been making some really good stuff. People have commented, they've tried it, they've made it. They say, I love this, love that. If you have not seen the cheating ravioli episode, go find that one. I think it's on one of the first couple of episodes, actually. That one is turned out to be awesome because it's such an easy recipe. It's flexibility. Everyone absolutely loves it. I had a couple of naysayers go, ooh, that doesn't sound good. They ate it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Of course it's amazing. We made it. Just joking. It's how you make it. You make it with love. It's got to be good, right? So that's what we're doing again today. We are making little pizza muffins. We're going to put a special flair on these. You can do these with regular flour or not. Today we're going to go with a cauliflower. So this is going to be more of the low gluten or gluten-free. I didn't check everything for gluten-free, but we're pretty close to that. Personally, I'm trying to cut out the gluten and the sugar and those things because I'm getting all puffy and looking chubby because I'm eating the stuff. Not because I am, but because I'm eating the stuff that makes me inflame and all that. Part of it's gluten. So this is a brand new recipe for me. Have not tried it. We're going to do it with you here today to see if these are any good. A lot of times I pre-cook something because any good cooking show is going to pre-cook it. So you go, voila, here it is. Today we're going live with this thing. So we're going to make it, cook it, come back, and we're going to try it together. So stay with me on this one. So here we go. It's really pretty easy. This is, I'll give you the recipe when we get going here, but this is super easy. It's a one mix bowl thing. So we're starting with baking powder. I already dumped the baking powder in there. Now it says a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to cheat this a little bit because we have pizza sprinkle seasoning. Since we're making pizza, sprinkle seasoning is good. It does have salt in it, so I'm going to go about a half a teaspoon of the sprinkle seasonings and put that in my bowl. So again, if you've watched the shows, you know I like to put stuff in my hand first or in the measuring dish. If you're sprinkling a seasoning or something on there, be careful so it doesn't come dumping out on you, because that's always a surprise, and then your food tastes horrible. So we don't want that. With that, we're going to add to that all the good stuff, a little bit of, so in there too is a little bit of dried basil. Because we put in that seasoning, I'm not going to go dried basil because I've got dried oregano and I have basil in there. So, but I am going to add a little kick of oregano. That's about another teaspoon as well. I'm doing the grandma measure right here, the teaspoon measure. That's about a teaspoon right there in my hand. I'm going to crush a little extra as it goes in. Be sure you've washed your hands if you're touching everybody's food. I know you did. I did as well. So let's crush those in there. Good oregano. Oh, I love the smell of that. You just know it's going to be good. You can smell this thing before it even starts happening. All right, so we got our dry goods. We're basically combining everything in the bowl. We're going to stir it up, mix it up, drop it in the muffin tins, and then send those off to the cooker. So, all right, we've got our baking powder, our seasoning, which serves as our salt, the basil, the oregano. Here we go with the fun stuff. All right, almond flour. We're putting almond flour in this. Again, a better flour than the white flour. We need 3/4 cup of the almond flour. This stuff I'm definitely going to use a measuring cup for. This needs to be correct. So we're going to go 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 cup. Boom, done. That fast, that easy. All right. The almond flour, what that serves to do in this particular recipe, because we're using the cauliflower, it's riced cauliflower. So if you've had a cauliflower crust pizza, personally, I like that. I like it a lot of times better than a regular pizza crust because however it comes out, it's a light flavor, cooks really well, and it's got a little bit of tiny sweetness to it. I don't know if it's the sweetness coming from the cauliflower or if they put something else in it. Probably not, but just be the cauliflower, and it makes a really, really nice crust. So that's kind of what we're going for here, is the cauliflower crust sort of idea. So cauliflower it's riced cauliflower. You can get this. I'm going to show Trader Joe's, Sprouts, those kind of stores. They all have this. Some of your grocery stores are starting to carry things like this as well. They are getting on the health kick. They're seeing if they need to stay in play, they need to have this kind of stuff. So, oops, there's my first mess. I'm going to get yelled at for that if I don't clean it up. All right, so we're going to go 3 cups of this. I got the cup. One. I started to tell you about the almond flour. The almond flour combined with the cauliflower takes out some of the moisture. Cauliflower as a vegetable is going to have a bunch of moisture in it. I am making quite a mess today, so we are definitely cooking. When you're making a mess, you are cooking. Just clean up your mess, so again, you don't get yelled at either. All right, I'm going to put you over there because you are getting everywhere. All right, cauliflower is in the bowl. I'm going to give this a little bit of a pre-stir before we get the eggs in here, just to get some of the dry goods mixed together. The almond flour tends to take the moisture out of the cauliflower. Don't recall if I actually finished that sentence after 3 attempts, but there it is. Almond flour helps wick the moisture out of the cauliflower. So you end up with a more actual drier consistency that way. There we go. Otherwise, it's going to end up really mushy. Oh, I can see the pizza flavorings in there. Nice. We are looking good. I might top this off with a little dash of pizza flavorings in the end. Maybe not. We'll see. Here we go. All right. That's starting to get stirred up nicely. Good, good. I like that because like I said, we're combining everything in the bowl. I like if there's a lot of ingredients going in a bowl. Personally, I like to get them a little bit mixed as we go. A little bit of stir, because everything's in here and then you're stirring everything. Unless I'm using the Armstrong blender. If you're using a regular blender, it's fine. I'm using the Armstrong. When it gets the Armstrong and everything's in here, it gets a little tough. It's doable, but it's tough. Okay, salt is in. Egg time. Who doesn't love eggs? There's our protein going in. All right, I got 3 nice, large, fresh eggs. Egg number 1. Again, wash your shells. Egg number 2. As I say that, we'll see if I jinx myself or not. Egg number 3. And parents, fun thing to teach your kids is how to crack eggs. It's good. Teach them young. It's more fun. Be prepared for the mess, but it is a lot of fun. I learned early on in my life, and so I'm decent at it now. My son has also learned early on, so he's better at it as well. So here we go. because we're going to add cheese and things too, I'm going to get the eggs going now. Like I said a minute ago, I like to add things, stir them as we go, so it's not as much of a challenge once we get going there. And I have the really happy lemon spatula, so that's got to make it good as well. All the happiness and love in the kitchen. You cook with love, the food tastes that much better. Here we go. We are stirring, stirring, stirring. This is looking mushy. All right, here we go. I can smell it, though. It smells good already. Pizza muffins is where we're headed. Okay. All right, there we go. Like say almond flour, baking soda, baking sauce, pizza sauce, pepperoni sticks, top floor. Okay, looking good. All right, egg, salt, oregano, baking powder. Oh, my favorite, shredded cheese. Got to have cheese. We're having pizza. I got to have cheese in your pizza. The recipe calls for, what? Where is it? Cheese, cheese, cheese. There it is. 1.5 cups of cheese. We're actually going to mostly measure this. I went with the cheese blend. You can go with straight up mozzarella to keep it full pizza-like. Again, whatever you like in your pizza. You could add a little bit of grated Parmesan, grated Romano. We're going 1.5, so I'm going to eyeball this thing a little bit. A little grated Romano. Something for an extra flavor is always good. Speaking of which, here's my fresh grated Parmesan. I'm going to add a little bit of that in there, give it a little bit more of a kick. Not too much, though. Parmesan is very strong. So I'm going to give it just a little bit of a sprinkle to blend with the other cheeses. There we go. And again, I'm going to stop and stir. So this is now getting thicker. You can probably see it in the bowl. There we go. It's just a big, giant yellow mess at this point. There we go. What we're going to do in a minute is we're going to add our pepperonis. I'll tell you about those in a second. Now, again, you can add different things in this. If you want to get creative in the beginning and add some vegetables, if you like that veggie pizza, you can chop up some bell peppers, some extra onions, those kind of things as well. Put just a little bit in. Don't overdo it. Remember, these are going to be muffin size, so a little bit's going to go a long ways for you. There we go. Looking good. This is all nice and mixed up. Excellent. Now we're getting thicker. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. Again, this is my first time making these. We're on this thing together. We are on this adventure together. Hopefully this comes out amazing like everything else does. Okay, here we go. Cauliflower, eggs, salt, basil, oregano. Don't forget to double check. I'm double checking now, as you should, because how many cooking shows have you seen when someone goes, oh, I forgot to put in the salt or whatever their missing ingredient is, because they weren't checking a list. They were just going off the top of their head. I could go off the top of my head, but I know I'm going to miss something, so I'm not going to do that. So eggs, salt, basil, oregano, shredded cheese, almond flour, baking powder, all are in the bowl. Okay. Now, here's an option for you. I'm going to embellish because you know by now, if you've been watching the show, I like to embellish these things. I'm going with pepperoni. Straight up standard pizza stuff. But here's the but part. The healthier pepperoni. You can buy just straight pepperoni. I saw one person in a recipe that, we just bought the pepperoni stick. Those are gross. Honestly, they're high fat, high salt, high everything that you don't need. Pepperoni is a little bit salty, fatty anyway. So let's try to do our best making this a healthy alternative. So what I've got is an uncured, no nitrate, no nitrite pepperoni. So yes, it's still going to taste good, but no, it doesn't have all the extra chemicals in it that the normal stuff often has. So that helps us out right there. I'm going to cut these up, slice them in half, stack them, and then slice them again. There we go. Again, when you're slicing, make sure you are paying attention. I'm going to make them small. The recipe actually says put them on top. Make your pizza muffin, put it on top. I'm thinking I like things inside. It's like if you're ever eating ice cream and they put toppings on it, or yogurt and they put toppings on it. Okay, once you get past the topping layer, you just have plain yogurt. I'm a big fan of little yogurt, little topping, little yogurt, little topping. That way you get the goodness all the way through. So that's what we're going to do a little bit with here. Let me bring this back. I'm going to take some of this pepperoni that we just chopped up, get a little bit smaller pieces, make them stir in a little bit better. And then we're going to take these. I'm going to put some of this inside our muffin. So now we're cooking pepperoni in this bad boy muffin. So now as we're eating through it. It is all through. You can do it either way. If you like it as a topper, go ahead. We're probably going to do the same. We'll put a little on top as well, but I'm going to stir some in just because that's my preference. And again, I haven't made this, so hopefully it doesn't change the cooking part of it too much. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Famous last words when you're cooking, right? That shouldn't change anything. That should be just fine. Anybody else said that before and it didn't work out well? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. All right, here we go. A little bit of pepperoni inside. There we go. That's good. Again, not too much, just enough for flavor. So you get a little bit of flavor, a little mix in as you have your bites as you go through. There we go. Okay, I'm going to keep these aside. I'm going to keep this aside. I'm going to move on. I'm going to grab that tin. Let's slide these guys over here so you can see what's going on. All right, and now the first show is don't put everything in front of the camera. Here we go. All right, the recipe of the instructions is an important thing. The instructions call for, which you should definitely observe, is a cup, the paper lining, or silicone tray, which is what I have, and or you can still do the and put cooking spray in there. So I'm going to do both. I'm going to double this up. So I have silicone, which is less likely to stick. I like to use the olive oil spray. Again, just a little healthier alternative. Give it a little spray because I hate when stuff sticks. So hopefully these are going to come in through here and pop right out when we're done. Just put that aside. We're going to grab one more thing that I didn't grab yet, if I can find it. There it is. Got a little bit of an ice cream. It's kind of a melon ball scooper. Melon ball scooper. This is going to help us just take the stuff out because we're not pouring in here. We're just kind of setting them in. The melon ball scooper. If you have an ice cream scooper, that will work as well. Either way, it's good. All right, that one got no pepperoni. That needs some pepperoni. He's a pepperoni friend. So we're going to fill up. This should make about a dozen muffins as we go. All right, get a little bit for everyone. All right, again, you can put whatever you like in here. You can add, like I said, bell peppers, onions. If you like the white meat, put a little chicken in it. I'm not afraid of putting chicken in a pizza thing. I'm a chicken eating person, so as long as it's got other flavors and things in it to help out the chicken, because chicken is generally bland on its own. So we got to spruce it up, but we're good. Okay, I'm going to put these in here, try to make them all even as possible, because as you already know, even cooking is better. There we go. All right, they're looking good. So much easier with the scooper. I was just going to go, I'll do it with the spatula, because that's what my head says. And then the smart brain kicked in and said, no, do it correctly. Do it with the scooper. And the scooper is so much easier. There we go, looking good. And try to knock the little pieces off the top right there. There we go, in there. This is going to make right about that dozen mark too. Well done, whoever created this recipe. These things, you can find a couple of these different recipes. Like I said, on Pinterest is where I grabbed this one. I have embellished it slightly, as I always do, just because I do for no other reason than that. The important thing, though, is that we've used, this is not your traditional flour. So if you're trying to cut down the flour, or if you have an allergy or some bloating or a gluten issue, go with the almonds and the cauliflower. It's a great way to go. And you can see we didn't skimp on any flavorings either. So we got a little bit of pizza flavoring in here. We got a little bit of the uncured low sodium pepperoni here. That's good. A little bit of the Parmesan for extra flavors. I'm going to use everything in this bowl. We're going to get everything out of this. And my goodness, I'm going to have to go to commercial break to clean this mess up in just a minute. All right, we are looking good there. Now, it says we can lay a pepperoni on top, so we're going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do half of them. Then we can compare when this thing comes out. Was that a good choice? Not a good choice. Sometimes this might make it cook different. So, all right, I got half of them pepperoni, half of them not pepperoni. What I am going to do, however, is just put a little tiny bit of happy pizza sprinkle on top, just a tiny bit. A little extra color, a little extra flavor. I didn't put a lot in to start with, so these are pretty low sodium as well. Again, we're watching sodium here, so I'm definitely watching the sodium. Okay, we are looking good. So this is made, stirred, put together. I've been kind of taking my time. We're about a 15-minute mark, which is good. So not too hard to make. So in just a minute. I'm gonna go drop this in the oven for real. We're gonna bake these, and then we're gonna come back after the commercial break. We're gonna come back, and then we're gonna see how well these came out. Hopefully they came out good. We're gonna figure it out together. So stay tuned. I'll be right back right after this commercial. Watch that commercial. It's all about health and fitness. Watch that one. I'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, we have now successfully prepared our cauliflower, almond flour, pizza, muffin, tasty treats. I'm going with tasty treats because I'm feeling confident. Well, I'll say they smell good. That's a good start, right? Okay, I just pulled these out of the oven for real. I did not pre-bake these. This is hot. Like any muffin type thing that you're having, do the toothpick test. It's coming out clean, so these babies should be done. Okay, again, we have cauliflower, almond flour, so all those low gluten things. The pepperoni we used was low nitrate, or no nitrites, low sodium, all the goodness. I put a little pizza spice on there, kept the cheese pretty clean, and put in a little Parmesan for a little taste. So I'm going to sneak underneath this pan. And kids, your moms will tell you don't do this. Pop that out. Oh, and this is why we use the silicone pan right here. Remember, okay, that's hot. Remember I said that use a silicone pan or the cups, otherwise they may stick. I sprayed it. I doubled it up, used the silicone and the olive oil spray. Boom, those came out really quick and in a hurry. Okay, let's take out a number 2. So we've got one. Like I said, I did some pepperonis on top of some and some plain. Here we are. Here we are looking at them on our plate that says thankful on it, because should be thankful for everything in life. We're thankful. I'm thankful I'm here. I'm thankful you're here. So thank you so much for being here. So while the rest of those cool, let's crack into one of these. Again, like I said, this is my first time making this with you. This is the first time cooking it. So it appears that it came out pretty decent. It's looking good. I'm going to let it cool off for a second. Otherwise, we're going to have not friendlies going on. Okay, there we go. A little small bite. All right. I'm going to give that 2 thumbs up. Not because I made it, but because it is. What a great snack that is. Now, the cauliflower, you can do 2 things with it. You can leave it in that rice format. It's going to be a little bit bigger, or you can grind it down. This is all about convenience for you, convenience for me. I did not grind it down. I left it out of the bag, cauliflower size. So it's like having little bits of potato in here, really, is what it's like. The kids are not going to know it's cauliflower. Don't tell them. Just say, hey, try these pizza bites. The almond flour does not take away anything from regular flour. The pizza allspice in there is amazing. The cheese is good, Parmesan, and then the other cheese blend. A little bit of tiny again, I put the pepperoni inside of that. So as it mixed in and cooked, it got a little bit of that pepperoni flavor inside. So not even the one with the pepperoni on top, but you can always garnish it that way. So the kids are like, ooh, pepperoni, yay. and it's good to go. You notice I've already picked up this other piece because what am I doing with it? You know I'm going to eat it. That's a good sign. If you see people eating the food they cook, that's a good sign. That's what I'm doing now. I highly recommend these. Okay, I'm giving them a thumbs up. If they weren't good, I'm a straight up dude. I'm going to tell you, don't make those. They stink. But in this case, these are good. Go with this. Again, low gluten, low sugar, low carb, low everything except low flavor. This is going to be good. I'm definitely going to sneak this into the kids when they all come home later. The boys are over here eating all the time. So I'm going to sneak this on them, see what they think, and should be good to go. So hopefully you enjoyed this recipe. Again, it's cauliflower pizza bites. It's amazing. You can find it on Pinterest. I'll give you the recipe here as well. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text. Let me know what you thought of the recipe, the episode, and all that good stuff. Again, thank you also for being here. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you taking the time. Love being here for you. So we're going to keep this thing going. So the rest of your day today, be fit, be strong, be empowered, and keep living that empowered life.